Welcome everybody, I am your host and streamer, B. Wilkes. Today we have Kylin Esports versus Serene Esports. Excuse me, I have the draft backwards, there we go. Idris and Catherine Band are going to come out. Typical meta picks. Let me go ahead and turn on the audio for you guys. Finn's going to come out first. Very great pick, very crowd controlling. His stun, polite company, going to bring him in a little closer. Force the Chord's going to move the entire team. Got a little soft lock Grace coming through. Wouldn't be bad, her healing is very great compared to Lyra. She can have essentially 3 fountains with an echo. You have the Fountain of Renewal, you have her healing, and the echoes do that. Scarf coming through on silence. Pretty good pick, you can put him in lane or jungle. Celeste are looking at Lancer Glaive, both very heavily weapon carries. I'd rather see a Glaive. Yeah, there we go. So we have the Afterburn onto the Core Collapse combo, plus once Finn hits that level 8 spike, you would have the stun. I have Cruel going to come out. Very interesting. It's going to go great into the Glaive and onto that Celeste. Be sure to follow us on Band if you have any questions. Everything's there, the schedule, the players, the roster. Very informative, very helpful for anyone, and it's very user friendly. Do not feel intimidated by it. So we're going to load into the fold with the usual, actually Grace opted by flares rather than a scout trap, excuse me. So we have the vision into the Tribush for Team Serene. Finn going to do some, I'm not sure what Finn's doing, hopefully he didn't lag out. Usually just standing in lane. Immortal going to put some damage on him, very disrespectful, might leave him alone. And unfortunately that will be the AFK for Uzi. Just going to skip on by. Very sportsmanlike. I don't know what's going on. Goddesson's going up, help him any which way they can. Uzi loads back into the fold. Very great play by Kylin. Could have easily took advantage, killed him right on the spot, but they're better than that. Uzi going to go ahead and pop the healing flask. Golden Saber, Afterburn's in, doesn't really connect much, get a benefit from that. Meanwhile, Jack 3 is just looking to snipe any piece of farm. Gonna go ahead and start in the Elder Treant, meanwhile in lane, Goddesson's up to 10, 10 to 12, even lane distribution. Goddesson's only bought a crystal bit, so he has no energy and not much damage output. Pretty interesting. Scarf started out with a Weapon Blade, I guess to help with the CS. I would much rather have preferred a Swift Shooter. That goes back to a way old meta. Jungle looking pretty balanced. Glaive going to go ahead and take his front, wait for the Elder Treant to spawn, but unfortunately Cruel did take it out earlier. Gonna run up to lane, see how things are going. Everyone's going to port back. Golden Saber going to go ahead and take the fronts of Kylin Esports. Uzi doing nothing much but Finn things, poking a minion when they're down so that nothing really gets lost in the lane, at least someone benefits from it. So that would be the second Treant in a row at 3 minutes for Kylin Esports. A lot of gold, 100 gold just for that little minion, a lot of healing. They're going ahead and take the backs together since lane's already pushed up pretty evenly. Goddesson's already has that heavy prism and battery. Sweaty minion candy coming out from both laners. Pretty interesting to see. This is definitely a description of higher tier gameplay. You don't see this often in, let's say, tier 8 or tier 9. Jack going to come up, does get popped by the Heliogenesis. They know he's there. Uzi behind everyone in the lane. After going to connect onto Jack 3. That will be Goddesson's going down, but no, he does not go down. The healing class does save him alive. Spitfire's coming out, does not connect onto anyone. Jack really wants this kill onto Celeste, but decides to go down. No, he'll stay. Couple misses, he's just going to pop down. Annoy Glaive somewhat. Glaive does take the Elder Tree Ant. And the Tension Bow by. Tension Bow's coming out on both sides of the teams. I keep on seeing Silence's name, and I'm like, how are you silenced already? This game, you haven't even been stunned. Goddesson's going to port back home. Buys the Eve of Harvest. I'm so glad I'm seeing the Eve buy first rather than Frostburn. Unfortunately, Jack already took his backs. Maybe a lack of communication, or he was just didn't want to give it to him. Glaive going to go ahead and pop some damage onto Immortal Hero. So lane farms still pretty evenly, 3-2. Goddesson's unfortunately does not connect the core collapse. He hit himself with it actually. Try to do a little preventive perk from Cruel, but couldn't get it off. So that'll be first play going to Kylin Esports. Golden Saber not knowing where Jack is, so he's just going to chill down and get his fronts. Possibly steal the fronts of Kylin Esports. Does get the little buy on. Scarf going to go ahead and take down Uzi. Unfortunate. Golden Saber going to take that Treant. Jack does get his perk off, but does not have the range to get him. Beautiful from Hell's Heart, connects onto him. Going to dash into him. Does not have Zapburn available for another 10 seconds. Immortal Hero going to go ahead and try to stun him up, slow him down at least. That will be the 3v1 gang going in favor of Kylin Esports. Well done. Goddesson's going to run away from that Spitfire. So Goddesson's only level 6, does not have that level 8 range spike yet. I believe that until they hit level 8 and Golden does get that second damage item, they won't be able to do anything. They just have to poke back and forth, sit down, farm up. Uzi still not level 6, but Immortal Hero is sitting on level 4. Fountain advantage going into Team Serene. I think Kylin will win this. Let's see. After going to connect onto Jack 3. Does pop the healing flask, gets back in for the healing, puts some weakness stacks on the Golden Saber, does not get the kill. Solar Storm going to come out, hit him a little bit, to kind of nix him, shave him a bit. He's dead anyway, so what's going to hurt? Fountain pop by Uzi. And they're just sitting back, playing the poke war once again. Spitfire does land on the Golden Saber, so he's on fire, ticking down. Good engage and disengage on both teams. Golden Saber now level 8, gonna go ahead and port back. Good call. Frostburn now coming out onto Silence. He has the Eve of Harvest and Frostburn, so his Spitfires will slow him down immensely while getting that little lifesteal. So Goddesson's with the 2 tier 2 items, definitely going towards that Frostburn meta. You never see a Shatterglass coming out in these situations. Still level 7, hasn't hit that spike yet. But Immortal Hero is still level 5, still one level down from the round. A little 3v3 in the lane coming on. NACL Battle Royale. waiting for that force to forward. They do not have a Crucible, but 2 out of 3 of the team Kylin do have a reflex block. Looks like Uzi's going to prioritize force to forward onto silence. Core Collapse is still up, just waiting to use it, waiting for Jack to pop in on her. Ashburn does come in, followed by the pool. Doesn't do too much damage. Barely goes to half health. Heliogens is going to smack Jack right in the face. He's just going to run away like a little baby. Goddessens is now level 8 and will be doing that range damage that she needs. Until that Broken Myth comes out, I unfortunately do not think they'll be able to survive these team fights as well as Team Kylin. Jack gonna get smacked up by the pool again. Plight Company comes out, brings it a little bit closer. Ashburn comes out, does not connect onto anyone, just evasive action. Yeah, you hit that minion. Force Score does come out, but unfortunately Silence was too far away. Crucible comes out, so now we will be able to block the Force Score. Unfortunately, it'll be another minute until that comes out, and we do see that. Poison Shiv coming out of Glaive. Wow, I'm surprised I haven't seen Tension Bow into Sour Blade. Get that. A little bit of lifesteal, a little bit of attack speed, a little bit of everything. Poison Chip comes out on both weapon jungles. This is basically a mirror match with different heroes. We have the lane coming out the same builds, rather than Goddessens, he went Reflex Block instead of Light Shield. Solo Q highlight, that's it. He's doing a Plight Company, bring them both in towards him. Goddessens smacked with that Spitfire. A little bit of preemptive visioning. Jack 3 is going to run in there like a maniac, not know what's ahead. 10 seconds onto the Force Accord. Will Immortal be able to pull off this beautiful Crucible? After going to come out, blocked by Jack 3, but it does get stunned up by the Core Collapse and the immense crowd control from Team Serene. Solar Storm connects and does get pulled. Immortal decided to keep the Crucible instead of the pitiful, they already Crucible and pull my team. I'm gonna pop it anyways to make it look like I tried something. Goddessens and Golden Saber are gonna run down. 1500 gold for Goddessens. Looks like he's going for the Clockwork build. I'd much rather see a Broken Myth come out first, but to each their own. Silent's gonna put some damage on this turret. Go ahead and clear the minion wave so that the turret's shield does lower and they can put a lot of damage with Spitfire and Goop. Beautiful afterburn block. Golden Saber just going to keep on putting this immense tension bow proc on him. Kugel going to hit nobody. Looking for a little kill steal. Jack going to go right onto Celeste. Celeste Core Collapse into the Solar Storm, does hit Jack right in the face. Clips Immortal, but doesn't do too much. Immortal going to go ahead and heal up Jack. Jack is just still doing this beautiful pressure. Level 8 Quibble does stun him onto the Core Collapse. Beautifully done by Uzi. Well played by Serene Esports. Force Cord just smacks the wall, not knowing where to go. A little bit rushed, but oh well. Goddessens level 10, doing a lot of damage. The turret shield does come back up. Immortal Hero going to pop in there. Stuns a minion with the Core Collapse. Jack 3, beautiful afterburn onto Golden Saber. Glaive stunned up. Silence still full health, while Goddessens just sitting in the goop and Spitfire are just taking him down, and he can't revive. Beautiful Dragon's Breath coming through. Golden Saber still a little too low to do anything. Going to go ahead and run through him. Kylie, oh my god. Time to counter jungle. Let's just spectate Scarf for a minute. You get to a point in the game where, yeah, it's cool to have a turret destroyed, and then what in the world are you doing? Get out of there, you don't need that turret destroyed. So fortunately, despite Scarf's best efforts, could not get the turret down, and does give the advantage to Serene Esports with that turret and the grayscale. Jack trying to run for his life. Gonna go ahead and hop on a Finn. Finn's sitting in the goop, not knowing what to do. Gonna play company, give his team some beautiful fortified battles, and the Solar Storm just collapses right on the Jack 3s. After I'm going ahead and hit silence, Golden Saber just trucking, trying to do whatever damage he can. Godson's meanwhile is just going to poke, kill some minions, probably put some damage on the silence. Golden Saber trolling the port back home, not knowing what in the world to do. So Starblade does come out for Golden Saber. That's going to be a lot more base damage for Glaive. He's already doing insane damage. Godson's going to go ahead and poke a little bit onto silence. So lane's still sitting pretty evenly, but in jungle, Golden Saber is up 12 to Cruel's 60. Golden Saber still has his healing flask. At this point in the game, I would definitely not have my healing flask anymore. Once I get 2 or 3 uses out of it, pre-11-12 minutes. Beautiful from Hell's Heart, blocked by Goddess Sin. Quibble coming out, double stun, possibly a Solar Storm. Does connect onto silence, but does not kill him. Yanked back. Immortal Hero is just, he's going to heal himself, but does not get anything. Beautiful engage by Serene Esports. So now that Kraken is stomping onto the fold. Right now, Kylin just doing everything he can. Put him down to health. Do whatever damage he can to her. She's just going to melt through that turret with the help of God of Sins and Golden Saber. Uzi has Force Support up in 1 second. Going to look through, get a pull to the wall. Very beautiful block. Core Collapse just come in just for a little preemptive in case he did get a cool miss as well as a Polite Company, but does give the team fortified health. Kraken going down really low. Might want to disengage right here. There we go. That'll be the second sentry defeated. I just want to say, at DarkFlame08. What did he say? I literally just posted it in the chat. Spitfire going to hit Golden Saber. Give him one little broken mid stack, but that's nothing to do in a team fight. Jack 3 just waiting in his top bush. Probably from Hell's Heart going to come through. Afterburn comes through, does not connect on anyone. Support comes through, does plant a back. Solar Storm going to come through, hit Immortal. Golden Saber does miss from Hell's Heart very, very closely. Core Collapse going to come through. Beautiful Dragon's Breath takes down Uzi. That will be God of Sins taken down. Oh my goodness, what is happening? I can't even keep up with this team fight. Everything's happening so fast, and so much damage is coming out. Beautiful, beautiful engage from Serene. And the Toxic Taunt's going to come out from Golden Saber. 20 minutes without the reduced timers, the turrets. This possibly will be game. Yeah, that'll be it. Well, we load back into the draft for game 2 out of 3 with Serene Esports up to 1. Probably looking for the typical meta ban, Catherine at least in one of the 2 spots. We have the soft lock Catherine coming through. That will be banned out immediately. You do not want her in the fold in any situation. Cruel gonna come through. What do they have up their sleeve? They're looking for a nifty draft to get this game 2 out of the way, finish up the series, and just mess around and solo queue the rest of the night. A soft like Idris. I'm gonna go ahead and take him. You can flex him in jungle. I'd much rather see him in lane. Adagio gonna come through. Hopefully, I'm so against Rome Adagio. Hopefully they do not do that. Put him in lane. Crystal Power, know how to play him, and get the snowball going. Stuff like Glaive, Taka, what is happening? There we go. So, Glaive, we just saw him in jungle. You can easily put him in lane, but he can be in roam as well. Lava going to come through. Beautiful Bright will work to block this afterburn, and now it's at the Jack. Black Feather. Try and counter this Glaive if he does go into jungle. So let's look at a Langlaive, Romadagio, that's gross, and a Jungle Sky.
Swap heroes.
I believe Kylin has this draft won. We'll see how the skills levels differ in
Prepare for battle.
And if you have any questions, feel free to follow us on the band at NACL. It answers all of your questions. The schedule, the roster, it's very user friendly. Even I can use it. Ha. So we're gonna load into the fold. A level 1 fight. That's what I like to see. Gotta Sim's gonna come through. Try and steal this Treant. Just bully them completely. Gonna rotate back up the lane. Immortal Hero gonna go ahead and put down the Scout Trap. Very nice of waiting to place it so that they don't go ahead and just waste it with the enemy invading. Golden Saber gonna go ahead and take his Treant and put some damage onto Immortal Hero. Still has his Flask up and the Lyra Sigil. It comes up in 5 seconds. I'm gonna go ahead and dodge out this 4 barrage, but does end up falling to auto attacks of a Crystal Sky. Jack might as well follow the lead of the roam. A Flask gonna pop out as long as the heart drop, and does not get the kill. Beautiful afterburn for the kill steal, but does not take it. So time to push this already fat wave into the lane of Kylin Esports. Not looking good for Silenced. The gold might be beneficial if you can last hit with this turret. Goddesson's gonna go ahead and port back home while Jack just farms up the best he can. I do love seeing a Crystal Idris, but it's the getting to that Crystal Idris point that it's so annoying. You won't be able to do anything until you have that Shattered Glass, Alternating Current, Broken Myth. But once those stacks do come up and you do make it to that late game, there's no counter to it. Immortal going to go ahead and try to stop this lane from spreading even fatter than it is. Turret going to take some shots onto Uzi. He backs away. Goddesson's going extremely low. Does have Afterburn available. Pops the Healing Flask. Same as Uzi. Get the fire up in 5 seconds. Will not be able to survive this. Beautiful Chakram coming through from Silence. Goddesson's does get hit by that Bright Warlock and will not be able to afterburn, but does get the late afterburn through. Golden Saber going to put some damage onto Silence. Zeri Strike beautifully placed. Just going to auto attack until the 4 barrage is in range so he doesn't get hit by only minions. Immortal Hero does not have the Flask available for another 10 seconds, but does have the Sigil to heal off a little bit. Zeri Strike out of there, get to this lane. Frostburn first item. I hate Frostburn as an item itself. This meta, you see a lot of people, actually almost every CP carry except for Idris, going to pick up that Frostburn first item. Jay going to go ahead and pick up and secure this Outer Treant for 127 gold plus heal. So 27 to 22 farm in lane, not too bad. Gonna go ahead and pop a minion candy from Serene Esports. This is just a 2v2 BR with jungle farming on each side. Golden going to go ahead and rotate up for 3v2. A beautiful afterburn placed right into the sigil. Bright Bulwark does secure Goddessins inside of it. Golden Saber on Serene Strike and forward barrage beautifully. Serene Strike. Oh, going to go ahead and forward barrage right into silence. No way of escaping that. Jay still doing nothing for his teammate but farming. That might be a tier 1 turret going for Serene Esports. It's at 4 minutes and 22 seconds. Goddessins beautiful afterburn through just to show off. Jay gonna poke right on the Golden Saber in means of getting the Goddessins, but does pop the healing flask. Is not level 6 yet, so cannot throw his defensive out of anything. Death from above still up. Gonna get healed a little bit by using. Goddessins gonna secure the Treant. Now it's time for the counter push from Kylin Esports. They still don't have the damage that I'd like to see from this Idris. Sitting on 1,100 gold, cannot buy that broken myth or shattered glass. Somebody's about 100 for the shattered glass. Gonna opt for the frostburn first. I don't know if it's my tier 3 plays in solo queue or I cannot stand frostburn as an item. Fountain of Renewal going to come out onto Uzi, well ahead of the advantage on Kylin's side. I see Lyra building towards across Fountain of Renewal. I see a lot of people building Crucible on Lyra first. Be that a little skirmish going to come out. Beautiful death from above to secure the escape route. Silence going to get taken down really low. Pops a healing flash, jumps back into the heal. Nice chakram just to secure any damage. Golden Saber going to go ahead and forward barrage onto Jay. Takes in a lot of damage. Gets relatively low. Serene strikes back in, very beautifully placed. Gets the auto for the last kill, but does end up dying in return. Goddessins just waiting to afterburn in on silence. I don't know if they see Immortal reporting back, but they do, but they will not capitalize it. They're just going to take the minion wave. Fountain now up on both sides of the hole. Goddessins going to go ahead and take away that Treant. Golden Saber building into the typical CP jungle, Frostburn, Eve of Harvest, Sky. We're going to slow down Immortal with the 4 barrage, just distract him a little bit while Goddessins steals the lane. Sitting on a 1.3k gold advantage. Serene Esports is looking very well. What they need to do is capitalize on all the necessary fights. Don't go in on what you don't need to do. Such as right here. You don't need to go this far. Just poke with the lane. They're going to go ahead and put the death from above, but they still have an escape route. Silence just putting away as much damage as they can with these chakrams and auto attacks. Power portals in, does get a bright bulwark just in time. Go ahead and Sigil J for the little speed boost. Burst of Judgment comes out, does the stun of J. That will be the death of Immortal Hero. Silence still battling Goddessins. Goddessins just doing too much damage with his tension whip proc. J gonna come through, does get the heart throb onto Sky. I'm gonna run away, probably counter jungle. No, he just tends to put home. Silence might be in a bad spot. Goddessins does have his afterburn up, as well as the gift of fire from Uzi. Beautiful dive comp from Serene. Unfortunately, Kylin just doesn't have the CC to prevent it. Goddessins gonna afterburn away. Uzi going to be taken down really low. Does get the fire on himself, but will not survive in the long run. Goddessins trying to find a way to get out of here. Has his afterburn available, but will not need to use it. Lane 68 to 87. Yes, Deadeye VG. Very well so. Immortal going to face check and get pounded by this forward barrage of Golden Saber. Now has the Evil Harvest, so we'll get a little bit of lifesteal out of this. Silence going to go ahead and put some damage. Jay going to get Sturdy Strike right through Golden Saber. A lot of damage comes to these chakrams, and they're not really respecting it. Golden Saber has no defense at all. Serene Esports going to collect themselves, move bomb back. How can they approach this next fight with Goddessins so very low? The Treant does spawn up, but Jay does attack Sky and will regret it immediately. Roast defensive out. Lyra's Imperial Sigil will heal him. Uzi, in the middle of everything, go ahead and Versus Judgment. Does stun up two of them. Beautiful attribute on the Silence. Does get burned, but Uzi will be taken down really low. He uses a healing flask. Idris just bursted by this guy. Jay going to come back into the fight. Does not have the means of damage or lifesteal to come through. Golden Saber going ahead and forward barrage onto Immortal Hero. Afterburn does get the kill, and that will be the ace for Serene Esports. So the ace buff minion's going to go ahead and push in. Godzin is going to go ahead and decide to take a lot of this farm from Kylin Esports, while Golden Saber does start this gold miner. This buffed 2.8 gold miner outputs 400 gold and does a lot more damage and has a lot more health. Uzi going to AFK and not heal Golden. And that was what I was speaking about earlier. When you have this advantage, you don't need to be taking these unnecessary fights. Golden Saber going to redeem his team by killing Jay. Silence going to do a lot of damage with this Frostburn Alternating Current. That'll be it for Uzi. He does manage to survive. Golden Saber, a lot of heals.
Double kill.
Silence, you don't even have Broken Myth yet, and you're still just wiping out this team. Goddessins coming in looking to make a play, and we're going ahead and Bright Bulwark to prevent this Afterburn coming through. Beautiful port home from Silence. Does not port home. Decides, hey, this is my Treant, my jungle. Get out of here, idiot. Afterburn's away. Lyra does have her portal, but decides one kill is not enough. We need to get an ace. Goddessins going back home to his lane. So Silence did just purchase this Broken Myth. Every time these team fights prolong, the more damage he's going to do, the better healing he's going to have for his team. Excuse me. This game can go either way right now. So another exclusive NACL Battle Royale going to come down in lane. Afterburn connects on to Silence, but does not get him in the intended direction. I believe Goddessins wanted. He wanted to hit him into the Versus Judgment. Versus Judgment comes through, does not stun anybody up. Going ahead and pop this healing flask. Goddessins just taking them really low. Gift of Fire does come through, but doesn't save him, unfortunately. Golden Saber trying to do his best. Kite back with his 4 barrage. Does take down Jay. Silence going to come through. Does have the damage to do so, but still going to go ahead and push this lane and possibly take the gold miner instead. Little preemptive speed boost sigil going to get popped. So Adagio does have the Atlas on a ranged. I'm not a fan of it on a ranged run. Goddessins coming through. Bright Bullet place just so that he can't afterburn, but he does too much damage. Beautiful afterburn into the 4 barrage. Immortal going to be taken down next. Does have a portal, just stroll through. Sigil's out. Goddessins no afterburn for 3 more seconds. 2, 1. And going to go ahead and just fly through and kill him immediately. Jay doing nothing beneficial to his team but farming. So Lyra opts to pick up the Null Wave Gauntlet. Both teams actually have a null wave gauntlet right now. 14 minutes and 5 seconds. Good call on getting this gold miner. If they wanted to, they could get it again, and it'd still be an okay payout. This miner is buffed insanely. Not much vision placed on the fold. I don't see any scout traps in the jungle. Looks like another fight's gonna break out right in front of the gold miner. So Golden Saber does have this broken myth on him. Unfortunately, it's not infused. Jack and God of Sins, the only weapon carriers on both teams, are the only ones infused. Uzi just taking these chakrams to the base, going to give Silence a few of these broken mid stacks. Death from Above going to come out, does silence Immortal. Versus Judgment coming through. Stuns Jay. Golden Saber just putting a lot of damage onto our Immortal hero. Uzi does get Portal back into, unfortunately. Jay going to take 4 barrages to the face. Unfortunately, does not hit him with anything. The guy's just waiting, hoping someone jumps in on him. He wants to show how his Tension Bowblade procs. Jay going to come in just like he wanted. Afterburn is blocked up, but does not get the kill, unfortunately. Golden Saber going to kite back with this 4 barrage. Does have a slow from the Frostburn. Zoning ult to come out. Guys, going to go ahead and heal up a little bit. So this game still isn't completely one-sided. Kylin can still easily make a comeback with this Aegis. Not a fan of this Black Feather build. I am a sustained Black Feather to the death of me. Damage Black Feather will never, you will never convince me of playing him. So Serene just wants to push this lane as far as possible, as quick as possible. Have an engage come to them, not force one, which is very smart of them. Silence going to use the chakrams, shoot through all 3 of the teammates. Golden Saber going to go ahead and 4 barrage out. Beautiful Death from Above, but does not get anyone. Golden Saber putting on a lot of damage to Silence, does force out the Fountain of Renewal. God of Sins come to the back line, does get blocked by the first defensive, and Silence is going to be on the run now. Death from Mud is not silent, it's not stun anyone. The Silence is looking to jump through the wall, I believe. He wants to make this play. Going to decide to port home, they do too much damage. Now for the chase. Immortal, can you get out of here alive? And he will. It looks like the focus is going to be on Kraken now. So even though they don't have vision on Kraken, they'll be able to see the skies 4 barrages. Here comes Immortals saying, hey, go in here, but they do get the Kraken, unfortunately. Silence going to throw off a few auto attacks, get those broken mid stacks up before they start fighting. So this choke point turret is a very good opportunity for Golden Saber to use her Death from Above. can lock up this enemy team wherever and whenever she wants. But this shotgun is coming through so well, boys. Gold Saber already half health. Gadsden's going to come in and connect the Afterburn on silence, but does not finish the job. Turret going to hit the seam a few times. Silence still about half health. Death Remote comes in not planned how he wanted, I don't think so. But he does have 6 broken mid stacks. Golden Saber just playing the sky flawlessly, bounce around with series strikes left and right. Looks like the calls are going to be to get out of here. Item silence onto Sky. Afterburn coming through does connect on the silence. Burst of Judgment does do a lot of damage on the brink of the outskirts of the ultimate. Godsden's still really low. Does get popped up by the Sigil. Immortal going to go ahead and auto attack, but does not get the kill. That will be game number 2, going to Serene Esports. GG. Thank you all for stopping by. Once again, I am your host, caster, and streamer, B Wilkes, or I Drank Too Much Vodka in Twitch chat. Be sure to follow NACL on Band if you have any questions. Once again, very user-friendly. Even Cal rules you can maneuver through it. It shows you the roster, the schedule, any questions you have. Good game to both teams. Serene, exquisite gameplay. Kylin, way to put up a fight. See you guys next series.